Well, I'm joined by our guest at this point of time, Vijay Daya, former India cricketer, Gurcharan Singh, former cricketer, and Rishi Chhabra, cricket blogger. Gentlemen, a very happy Diwali to all of you. It was about breaking records, and we will talk about all of those. But before anything else, how good was that partnership between Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul? Vijay Bhai, I can see that smile on your face, and I can very well imagine how you must be feeling at this point of time.
Happy Diwali to everyone. And that, about the smile, when do you don't see it, Sama? It's always there. The other thing, pre-show we were talking to Rika, and Rika mentioned record words so many times, and she's so correct. She wanted to see so many records today, and that's what has happened. But you said that. What about that partnership? I think 21 overs odd. I mean, when they scored 200 plus, and the way they scored, and that ease. It speaks about Sama, the kind of form these Indian batsmen is in at the moment. Shreyas Iyer looked really good.
Yeah.
KL Rahul 62 ball 100. And again, I'll say it's not that amount of run they have scored. It's the ease. Almost all cricketing shots. You look where they have hit those shots using the angles beautifully well. That's what you need to do. And local boy, who knows better than those angles there, KL Rahul. Again, stamp of authority, coming back after an injury, and he's looking like a different player. But the other thing, top five, you're talking about 4 or 5 bowlers here, but all top 5 scored 50 or more. I think we can't ask for anything better as Indian cricket fans.
Absolutely. Very well said, Vijay. And it must be a double delight for you personally, because KL Rahul, who you have been associated with very closely, he comes out, scores a century. It's just a very happy Diwali for all of us.
I think it's a double delight knowing him personally. I mean, after the injury, the hard yards he was pushing, and he's gone through so much. There was time when comeback are always difficult, especially after an injury. You have to work double hard, and I think it's not that you have to work only on your physical side. You have to work on your mental side as well, because you have so much time. And sometimes when you're recovering, mostly Osama, it's the negative thought that goes through your mind.
Yep.
I think that's the time when he works really hard, and I think it's paying off. The importance here is not that it's paying off what he's done or the hard work that he's putting in. It's paying off because of what we see around the Indian dressing room, and that speaks really loud of that. And everybody is talking about that feeling that they're giving you. Everybody's gelling together. This is how you make people's entry comfortable when they come back after an injury, and this is what's happening with Bumrah as well. And that's the reason why this team is looking so special.
Absolutely. And you touched upon the fact that both these players, Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, are making a comeback into the side after an injury layoff. Rishi, how good was Shreyas Iyer, especially when he came into bat? India looked a little in a little bother at that point of time, but he just took the onus upon himself and went about doing his business.
Well, Osama, first of all, a very happy Diwali to everyone, all the viewers and the team at NDTV. But, talking about Shreyas Iyer, I think a big dhamaka was, about to explode. He was waiting for that bomb to go off in the final game. And, we've kept talking about Shreyas Iyer, that he's getting the runs.
Well, you see the pataka went off on the right day then.
Exactly. And, we keep talking about Shreyas, the kind of player that he has, all the talent that he has, but he hasn't scored those big runs. He was getting those starts. But I think, it's brilliant on him that he capitalized on the start today, scored his first World Cup 100.
Yeah.
And what better, stage just before the semi-final, because we play New Zealand. It's going to be a crunch game. And Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul coming good. The top order scoring, every batsman scoring 50 runs or more. It just adds to your, to the fact that the top order has been performing and has been getting those runs for you now.
Absolutely. Gurcharan Singh, impressed by what you saw from Shreyas and KL Rahul today?
Yeah, actually, happy Diwali to everyone. I have been impressed throughout the tournament. It's not today only. Throughout the tournament, the way we are batting, except the first match. Where
you're a very generous man, Gurcharan sir. You're a very, very generous man.
No. Actually, we are playing very well throughout. We have been scoring. We have been chasing very easily. But the way today we batted, I think before the semi-final, it's a very good preparation. I know Netherlands, they're a bit weak team with a bit weak bowling attack, but on a perfect, very good Chinnaswamy pitch, Rohit won the toss, and the main thing is, I think the way our openers are starting in every match, the way Rohit, Shubman Gill today he scored 50, 55 in just 32 balls. So everyone is chipping in, and I'm very happy for Shreyas Iyer. Like he was getting 30, 40s in the last match. I think got 77, and today 128. And KL Rahul, the way he has made a comeback after the injury, it's really exceptional. And now I don't see India not winning the World Cup like the way we are batting, bowling, fielding, and our planning is top class.
Absolutely. Vijay, when you look at this middle order, when you look at the batting lineup that India has at this point of time, what goes through your mind? Because just a couple of months ago, we were not really sure who's going to take what place, etc. But at this point, this seems to be the most dangerous batting order in the World Cup, and we'll be going up against New Zealand. Do you get that confidence now that okay, even if it is New Zealand, and I'm mentioning New Zealand time and again because of what they have done to us in the past. But when you look at this batting lineup, what goes through your mind? Do you get that sense of confidence?
I think you just mentioned we were not sure. We know the people who matter. I think the team management was very sure.
Yeah.
They were sure how, and what is their plan, how they want to go about it, and and it's very evident the way the World Cup team is picked up. Where if Akshar is missed out and then Ashwin coming in, it's absolutely very thoughtful plan. And I think, and it's been going on for not let's say a month or so. I think Rohit must be thinking about it for almost 6 months, because playing at home, he must be looking at each and every move, thinking which player of mine, which will play at what number and what is expected. But again, I'll go back saying that third game against Australia in that one-day series, and Rohit coming back and the way he's batted, I think he continued the same sort of form throughout this tournament, and that's what he wanted to see. And he set the tone by not saying it, Osama, by doing it. And that's what he's doing in first 10 overs, whenever and against whoever he's batted with that sort of an aggression. He makes the life little easier for the batters to follow. Who follows him? I mean, Virat comes in, who's a chase master, who's got that extra sense when it comes to chasing and how to build an inning. And it's a challenge for the rest of the teams. And we saw that it was a big challenge to bowl at Indian batsmen, especially that period from number 11 over to number 40 over, which is, if you don't have enough arsenal, if you don't have the bowler of the ability who can take wickets in that phase, you will struggle. And this is what has happened to the most of the teams who have bowled against Indian side. And the other thing is, you start well, you take your time in between, which is required, keep wickets in hand, and then you have these kind of finishers. And that's the reason why, when you talk about this batting side, that's the reason why this batting side is so dangerous.
Absolutely. Rohit Sharma leading from the front. He's the most sixes in a calendar year. Rohit Sharma has hit 60 of them in 2023. Rishi, this is Rohit Sharma's World Cup.
Absolutely. No, not just Rohit Sharma's World Cup, but this is Team India's World Cup. Because it's not just Rohit Sharma that has been performing up the order. I think, Osama, if you pick any game, you'll see a different name performing, be it the bowling department, the batting, the fielding. Everyone has made sure that there's a contribution from everyone, and that's the reason why we are undefeated in the tournament. And going into the World Cup semi-final, I think we're the favorites. I know what happened in 2019. I was there in Manchester, and it was like a dream broken. But Mumbai, 15th of November, I think it's going to be very difficult for New Zealand to get 1+ over India. And like I said, it's Team India's World Cup rather than just Rohit, because everyone in this team has contributed, be it the support staff as well. We keep talking about, how the support staff has been brilliant. The fielding coach, the videos that come out after every single match, it just shows how well the team has gelled and bonded as well. So, all this actually makes small differences, when you're playing a big tournament. And hopefully, we should get the cup home soon.
Another record that went India's way was Shubman Gill. In this calendar year, he has scored most international runs, 2,034 runs and counting. Gursharan Paji, how good was Shubman Gill today? He missed out on a big score, but you could see that intent. You could see that he was willing to go the distance.
Yes, that's a great record. More than 2,000 run in a calendar year. Still another 2 months to go. I worked with Shubman Gill when he was 15-year-old in the under 16 in NCA under 19 in India camp and zonal camps. But there also he used to bat with great power and great control. And the way he has, he has reached this level. It is his hard work and plus his superb technique. Technically, he is very good. And Shubman Gill, the way he batted today, if he had played another 15-20 overs, he would have got 100. But he has been in very good touch throughout the tournament, and he's already a star, and he could be one of the greats.
Absolutely, yeah. And you also have to talk about Virat Kohli. You cannot not talk about him. Virat Kohli, when he walked in, Vijay bhai, you could hear the roar when he entered the stadium. It was absolutely something else. It just felt like he owned that stadium. He just owned that city, wasn't it?
I think the challenge is not that you have to talk about Virat Kohli. The challenge is what can you add when you talk about Virat Kohli.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely you have to talk about him. And we were talking about in the pre-show as well that he's a Delhi boy, but Bangalore is embraced him as their own child, and he's a superstar. He's a superstar any ground. Anywhere cricket is played, he's a superstar there. There's no doubt about that. But the kind of reception that he gets there, and he feels at home in that particular ground. And I think he loved the city, and city responds to him. That city deserves a star. It doesn't matter whether it comes from Delhi, but absolutely. And that name, I think, if you ask any cricketer for that matter, current or ex, or who's inspiring to play, you live for that moment that you walk in from that, the moment you step into that rope and just walking in before you take a guard. And if people are taking your name, nothing can replace that. Nothing can replace that. Imagine that he's been getting it everywhere. And with that comes the responsibility as well. I think that is another important thing. And he's not, the other good thing about him is, Osama, that every time, this is something for you to learn, for the youngsters to learn, every time there's a price on his wicket.
Yeah.
He's among the runs, he's the highest scorer at the moment, but still that commitment is there. And that commitment is there when you see him, that running between the wicket, that eagerness, that runs that he wants to score, which is phenomenal because he's gone through that phase when he was struggling for runs. It's difficult to say something like that for Virat Kohli, struggling for runs, but he went through that phase. And the good cricketers, they know when they go through that sort of a phase and when they're making runs, when they are among the runs, they want to stretch that phase as long as possible. And that's what is Virat Kohli showing to everyone. But Bangalore loves him and he loves Bangalore.
Well, Virat Kohli not scoring runs, it's a thing of the past, and we will always remember him as this version of Virat Kohli, and even better, him scoring his 7th 50 in a single edition of a World Cup, equaling Sachin Tendulkar's record. He's in fact breaking records even when he's not making one. Rishi, what else can you talk about this man? He's just phenomenal.
I mean, like Mr. Dahiya said, there's so much to talk about Virat Kohli, and every time you bring up Virat, there's another milestone that keeps getting added to him. Right now, a lot of people were hoping Bangalore, his almost second home ground, he would score his 50th ODI 100. But unfortunately, he couldn't get to that milestone. But again, you don't really play for the milestone, but for the jersey that you're wearing. And hopefully, that century is round the corner. We have 2 more games, hopefully, in this tournament. And what better stage, we keep talking that he hasn't performed in a knockout game in an ICC tournament. And I think, it's the best platform for him to silence all his critics. And, Wankhede will bring back a lot of memories from 2011 for all these players. So, yes, let's hopefully,
Vijay Bhai doesn't agree with that.
I don't agree about, it's not about not agreeing. I'm saying that in India, critics, if you start playing for critics, if you start playing to prove a point to them, then you're wasting your time. And somebody like Virat Kohli, I think he's decided that he's not playing for the gallery. He's not playing for people. He's playing for the country and he's so passionate about it. And as far as criticism is concerned, I mean, like that goes hand in hand when you're talking about successful people.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes. So hopefully we should see another milestone for Virat Kohli very soon, Osama.
Well, one milestone that he has now reached is that that he is the highest run getter of this edition of the World Cup. Gursharan Singh, are you happy with the fact that he is the leading run scorer at this point of time, and going into the semis, India can expect, the fans can expect that 50th century from him?
Definitely, I am happy. All the countrymen are happy because it's a really great career, and he has been so consistent. Like once he gets into the form, and he never stops. Vijay said very well, exceptionally, like his commitment and his passion to play for the country. Like if he's batting and if he gets out early, still someone is taking wicket. Look at his expressions. So he is really a great team man, and it's phenomenal. And I wish he remains a top scorer of the World Cup. And that century, what you said, I think he has kept it for it could be semi-final or final. Yeah.
Well, if it comes in both the matches, we'll be more than happy. The fact that he has
the demand never finishes. Hey, huh?
This is a very Indian thing, Vijay bhai. This is what we feel like. We want to win every match. We want Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma and all these batters to score a century in every match. We want all the bowlers to take 10 because this is how we function. This is how we do it.
But look at one interesting fact. You talked about he's been top of that list when it comes to batting. But look at the top 5 bowling.
Yeah.
None of the Indian bowler features there.
Exactly.
And still, we have the most lethal bowling unit as far as this World Cup is concerned, or at the moment you say in the world. That speaks about the volume about our bowling department as well. And that's the reason why they say batsmen win you matches, bowlers win you tournaments.
Well, the bowlers are going to win us this tournament. We say whenever something good is supposed to happen, we say "Aapke muh mein ghee shakkar." That is what I would like to say to you, Vijay bhai. But one interesting fact about Virat Kohli is because he's the man for big occasions, and we have those graphics up on the screen. He has got most runs in Asia Cup in 2022 for India. He has made most runs in the T20 World Cup in 2022. He got the most runs in the Border Gavaskar Trophy in 2023 for India. He has the most number of runs in 2023. So the run machine, Virat Kohli, continues doing what he has been doing, and we can only hope that it keeps on happening. Rishi, I also want to talk about one interesting fact that 5 Indian batters scored half centuries, scored more than 50 runs. 2 of them scored centuries. This has happened for the first time. It tells you the kind of firepower that India has when it comes to batting.
Absolutely, Osama. I think this World Cup, what we've seen from the top order is the intent. The intent to score freely, give the start that we've always been talking about. Because the moment the openers give it a good start, I think the job for the middle order and the lower order, becomes easy. So I think that's what Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill have been doing brilliantly. Minus that, the first match against Australia where we were 3 wickets down for 2 runs.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I think the intent has been great. And, we keep talking that Rohit Sharma has been scoring runs but not getting his centuries. But I think, his 50s are actually more crucial than him probably getting 100, because the start that he gives is actually helped us score big in every match, or probably, chase down the target very easily. And, that confidence actually has helped the lower order batsmen as well. We've seen Rahul scoring runs. We've seen Shreyas Iyer amongst runs as well. Virat Kohli has been leading the charts. So I think the batting units look very good right now. They've been performing very well. And, we say for a good thing, aapke muh mein ghee shakkar, but I don't really want to talk about, the batting nazar as well, because we have 2 big games hopefully now in this tournament.
Well, Surya Kumar Yadav must be thinking that on a wicket like this, he at least 5 more overs should have been given to him, so that he could also have scored his 50 in this match. Talking about Indian bowling, Gursharan Singh, when you look at this bowling attack, and Vijay bhai mentioned this earlier, that none of the bowlers are in the top, that list of top wicket takers or whatever those numbers are. But everyone has played their part equally, and that has basically resulted in India turning into such a massive machine here in the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter if our bowlers are not in the top 10 or top 5, because cricket is a team game, right? It's a team game, and you bat in partnership, you bowl in partnership. Like if the pressure is from both sides, both bowlers are bowling well, very well, then you get wickets. Like fast bowlers are bowling Shami, Bumrah, and Mohammad Siraj, and after that, both Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja, they are also bowling exceptionally. So there is no respite for the batsmen, because I don't think there is any weak link in the Indian bowling at the moment, and I think it will remain throughout the tournament, because they have been performing exceptionally and according to the different pitches where we are playing. Like we have played in 9 different venues, and we have adapted very well in every condition and every wickets. So it's a team game. That's why I say if they are not in top 5, it doesn't matter. But as a team and as a bowling unit, they are complementing each other, and they're more and all the 5 bowlers. They're not like bowling dot ball, but they are trying to get wickets, and which is helping the Indian team to get the other teams out early.
Absolutely, absolutely. As long as India finishes with that cup in their hands, we'll be more than happy. We won't be talking about any of these graphics, any of these stats. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the show. A very happy Diwali to all of you. Again, we'll slip into a short break. More news on the other side.